Hey everyone, Micah here with Electrek, and today we're reviewing the Aerial Rider D-Class, a dual motor 30+ mph rocket of an e-bike. This one is pretty awesome, you're going to want to check it out. This e-bike is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous in all the best ways. First of all, it's fast, like really fast. I've gotten it up to 33 mph, which is kind of nuts for an electric bike. Whether or not that's legal in your area will vary, but fortunately, the bike comes shipped with a 20 mph speed limit, and it's on you to decide whether or not to mess with the speed limiter. Even at 20, it's a fun bike, but de-restricting it certainly makes it even more fun. If you want to leave the speed limit on, you still have full access to the bike's power, which is especially noticeable on the low end. Each of the two motors are rated at 750 watts nominal, but put out closer to 1500 watts peak, making this a nearly 3 kilowatt peak rated e-bike. The battery is a 48 volt and 18 amp hour pack rated for 864 watt hours, and is big enough to feed those two power hungry motors. I think one of the coolest and probably most hilarious parts of this overpowered bike is how it can pretty much do dual wheel burnouts. That power and torque in those motors is awesome, but it's even encroaching upon being almost too much power. You can use the handlebar switch to select between front and rear wheel drive, plus an all-wheel drive option, but I generally leave it in rear wheel drive while accelerating from a rest. Otherwise, I would just do burnouts with the front tire because it's just so powerful. Once I get rolling past about 10 miles an hour, I'll flip the switch into all-wheel drive, and then you can really feel that sudden surge of twice the power. You can do all-wheel drive from rest, but if you're a lightweight rider like me, at about 150 pounds or 70 kilos, then be prepared to break the front tire loose. Though to be honest, that's kind of part of the fun. The Aerial Rider D-Class isn't just a high-powered e-bike though. I've also found it to be pretty nicely spec'd. It comes with 180mm rotor disc brakes with hydraulic calipers, a giant headlight that matches the rear taillight on the battery, and a surprisingly comfortable bench seat. It even tapers near the front to make it easy to pedal the bike. I know it looks like you wouldn't be able to pedal this behemoth, but it actually works with pedal assist fairly nicely. Obviously not as well as a city bike, but much better than I expected. One of my favorite features of the bike is definitely that long bench seat. It's really well made to be both comfortable and supportive. I even managed to fit two of my nephews on the bike with me. It's not really meant for carrying 3 people, but it works if they're small enough. Oh yeah, did I mention the passenger pegs? I'm a bit split on how I feel about these. I'm glad to see they're included, but they look and feel a bit flimsy to me. I did stand on them with all of my weight and they held me, but they still don't look that strong. I guess the good news is that most of the passenger's weight goes on the seat and not on the pegs, but still. The whole bike is just so extra, I would have loved to see the pegs be a bit nicer too. While I'm complaining here, I guess the only other part of the bike that was a bit of a downer to me was the suspension fork. I mean, it was fine, it was okay, it was like, you know, whatever, a suspension fork, but it wasn't nearly as nice as it looked, and I've ridden on plusher forks. The good news is that the 4-inch fat tires pretty much soak up anything the fork misses. But between the fork and the passenger pegs, those are basically my only complaints. Otherwise, Aerial Rider did a great job with the D-Class. They even went above and beyond in some ways, like by including touch-up paint and even extra bolts in the box in case you want to add accessories or something. That's pretty nice forethought. I mean, it's not like you can't find this special shade of paint somewhere. I believe the technical term for it is matte black. But it's the thought that counts. And I think thought is a pretty good way to sum up this e-bike. Aerial Rider put some real thought into the D-Class. They made a bike that is both fun and functional, cool and comfortable, quick and, I don't really have another Q adjective, but you get the point. It's a fast, powerful, and thrilling e-bike. And to me, that totally makes it worth the $2,399 retail price. At speeds quick enough to break the law, and components nice enough to give you a real quality feel, $23.99 is definitely a fair price in my opinion. Thanks for watching everyone. We hope you enjoyed that review of the Aerial Rider D-Class electric bike. If you did, why don't you give this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you can check out all of Electrek's electric vehicle videos. We'll see you here next time.